All right, it is September 2nd, and we are ready to kick off Season 5 of the Screaming Idiots Show. Wherever you are and however you may be listening, thank you for tuning in, and appreciate you guys and gals for continuing to ride this train with us over the past several months. Without you guys, this would not be possible. As always, I want to plug our socials. If you are interested in following us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube.
OnlyFans.
That might be a record of how quick it got sexual. Like, that might have been the fastest, like, it just got sexual.
Well, it is coming soon. We got bills to pay.
Yeah, we do have bills to pay. So, at TSIS Podcast, or just search the Screaming Idiot Show. And as always, if you're interested in binging our content, hop over on Patreon. $5 a month gets you the backstage pass, and you can binge every single episode of the season and all the bonus content all at once, anytime you want. So appreciate you guys and gals once again. Got a guest in studio to kick off Season 5. Wanna welcome in Ray.
What's up?
What's going on, Ray? How are you, man?
Good.
Good to have you in. I know you drove like an hour and a half to get here, didn't you?
Yep.
So
hour and
we had to give him.
said.
See, this is why you need to subscribe to the Patreon so we can get money to pay these guys to come in here. All we had to give him was our shitty
It
T-shirt.
take nothing to get down here.
That's fair. So I got a hybrid. It didn't take much to get down here. That's fair. So Ray, tell us a little. I know a little bit about your background just from what these guys have told me, but I know you do some show promotion, some photography, things like that. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement in music.
I mean, basically started off as the photographer on the around the Newark area, and then into the Columbus Bethel Road pub scene, and then turned into Muddy Creek, which then turned into photos a little bit, and then more into promoting and booking shows for them, all their local rock metal shows.
So like the original Muddy Creek?
Yes.
Okay.
Original.
So the OG Muddy Creek.
Did you ever get to go
I
there?
never. Now I've been to Alrosa
man, it was so
back in the day,
fun.
but I'd never been to the
It
original
was
Muddy
unique.
Creek.
Unique.
Was it venue wise? I mean, what did it look like compared to the new Muddy Creek? Because the new Muddy Creek's just kind of like a bar.
New Muddy Creek's just kind of like put together, just like, on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
But the old one, I mean, you had 3 stages. You had the inside stage, which was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Big floor.
6 foot in the air, 5 foot in the air.
Yeah.
About like King of Clubs.
You can move.
I don't know.
Oh no, not that big.
Not that big. Okay, fair
No.
enough.
But you can move around on it.
Yeah.
So that was good.
And where was it at? Same area?
New, yeah.
Heath.
No, yeah.
Newark Heath area.
It's about 10 minutes away from where the new one is, so to speak.
Right.
It's just right down the road.
Okay, I got you. So, with the photography thing, are you exclusively doing bands, music stuff, like
Yeah.
live shows?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take kids' photos, stuff like that.
I got
but
you.
Yeah, it's mainly music.
So, what Steve from Sour Blood does
Yes.
a lot of photography
Yes.
too. So, kind of seems like it's art. It's an expression of
Yeah,
art.
he does a lot. He does a mixture. I mean, he does a lot of like portrait style too, which are awesome.
Doesn't he do like weddings and stuff
Yeah,
too?
he did Brent and Lauren's wedding.
Oh, that's cool.
Him and Adam did that. And
Yeah.
I've seen some of the photos so far. They've been posting them, and they're really, really
No
good.
interest in that for you? No. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not.
I mean,
bad.
I've shot a wedding. One of the bartenders at Muddy Creek, when I first got to Muddy Creek, he asked me to come out, and he wanted to use some of my gear, and then he was like, well, let me use your gear, I'll pay you, and I'll pay you to come out and help me shoot it too.
Okay.
So I got to help shoot a wedding. Never got to see any of the photos.
Oh shit.
He said you did really good, and then he kind of like fell off the planet. Like no one's talked to him here at all in the last few years that I know of. I don't even know if he shoots anymore, but he said that the last time I talked to him, they turned out really good. I'm like, okay, cool. And I mean, I got to learn steps of what you want to priority wise with photos, with the dress, the ring, stuff like that.
Yeah.
In what order, but
So how does photography escalate or elevate, I should say, to being a show promoter and booking bands for shows? And from what I've heard, you book some pretty big fucking national bands.
yeah,
in your time.
I've had Gears. I've booked Raven Black, Heartsick. I mean, they're not national, but they're definitely regional. I mean, they just played Incarceration.
Okay.
They played Louder Than Life last year. They're trying to get on Louder Than Life this year. They played California's version of Louder Than Life. Same Danny Wimmer's, whatever it is out there.
Okay.
I know they're trying to get on Oklahoma's version of it next year.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've had a few.
I'd heard, was it Hinder?
I thought Hinder had played there, but I think I was thinking
Hinder played
else.
Muddy Creek, but that wasn't mine. I shot it.
Okay, that's why.
Gotcha.
Because it was Hinder, Saliva, Tantric,
Saliva, hell yeah.
Puddle of Mud.
Yep.
Nice.
Puddle of Mud's
Yep.
little tour going around.
So, dummy like me that doesn't know anything about it, and let's just pretend the listeners don't either. Take us through what that process looks like as far as booking a band for a show, like start to finish. What's that process look like?
A big giant headache. I mean,
I can imagine.
Alone
Way
on
to sum it
Rockout.
up.
Rockout, I just booked 18. Well, I booked 17 of the 18 bands that were originally supposed to play.
Okay.
That was the giant headache because then you had to replace, each one as they drop off.
Yep.
You got to fill in, find someone that's going to fit, find someone's going to fit, make sure they're okay with the time that, hey, these guys have already said yes, they're going to get bumped up. You're going to start, early because they already agreed. You're just kind of like a fill in.
Right.
Yeah.
So having to deal with that, having to deal with, egos.
Yeah. We've talked about that a lot on this show before.
Yeah. I mean, I'll work with anybody at least once, see how they are. If I like them, no issues, I'll do them again and just continue. There's some bands that's like, their egos, I don't even fuck with them.
Yeah, it feels like it would be, and we've talked about this as well with just the band scene, the networking, right? That you build working with certain bands more than once. You're kind of able to build that rapport with them, and then I'm sure it probably gets a little easier at that point when you've got that relationship built. But is it just emails, phone calls, texts? Are you working with managers? Are you working with bands themselves normally, or
just basically bands themselves? I mean, I've only had to go through one agent ever, and that was Jimmy Wooten, he was the agent. I don't know if he still is of Raven Black.
okay?
But he's also the drummer of Gears. So
Well,
I already had a
that's
prior
cool.
connection with him, so it worked out.
I feel like nowadays you got to do more than one thing if you're going to make money. And
Yeah, he's
drumming and being an agent.
He's a promoter now. I'm pretty sure because I just saw a post today that he's just showing Kentucky because he lives down in Kentucky that they're getting ready to have like a big 2-day event with a whole bunch of bands down there, and so he does promoter. I know he's drummer. He's a little bit of everything.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Preston.
No, I was just going to ask, and hopefully it's not straying too far, but you had started with photography, right?
Yeah.
How did that kind of catapult itself into show promotion?
Well, 2018, 2017, mainly Bethel Road, before I even ever went to Muddy Creek, and just was going to show after show after show, and then seeing, Lauren put shows on, and then Smalley's put shows on. It's like, hell, I want to do that. So I was like, I want to put on my first birthday show was there in November of 2018. And I was like, asked the bartender because she was in charge of everything. And she's like, yeah, you can put a show on, whatever. So I got bands together. Hey, you want to play for my birthday show?
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And then it turned into a toy drive, the very first toy drive, which was supposed to be there, which ended up getting moved to Muddy Creek because Bethel Road Pub closed.
Okay.
And then it just went from there because of how big that toy drive was, because we merged the show, because Sam already had a show going, cover bands of Trash Junkies and some other band. I can't think of what their name was, but we basically merged our local show with that, and I mean, we played till almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and the bar was packed.
No way. Well, and we've even been a part of some awesome shows at Muddy Creek, and I know that there's been way, way bigger shows there, and I've seen pictures and videos of that place. I mean, shoulder to shoulder, and it's been a blast there. So
Yeah, because you guys were a part of the second toy drive, I want to say, that was there.
that sounds about right.
2019 one, which is when we did the group photo
Yep.
in front of the tree.
Yep.
And fucking Bash is standing up on Johnny's sound booth.
I think that was the night he wore a tutu on stage. If I'm not,
Yeah.
it might have been.
Yeah, actually he did.
That's funny, man.
He did, because there's a picture of me sitting up there with the fireball that he was handing out to everybody.
Yeah, Yep.
Sounds like the lead guitarist from Killswitch
Yeah.
wearing a tutu on
Yep.
stage.
But Sam was just so impressed on how that show went because at the time he was using another person that is in bands as a drummer to do shows, and he ended up used to tell me he ended up doing all the work. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's between him and the other guy.
Yeah.
But he liked how it went, and he's like, hey, let's do something else. And one turned into two turned into three, to the point where he was, hey, I just had something fall apart. Can you help me get something? So just, okay, sure. And it was just networking between bands, starting with this band to this band to this band. So I met all the other bands. I mean, until I met you guys. Going to see Sour Blood at Barnyard.
Yep.
And then Falls the Sky, and they're like, hey, check these guys out.
Yep.
Huh.
It's small
That was a
world,
question
man.
I was going to ask is how you met these two, but that answers that question.
He came to little old Washington Courthouse, Ohio, and watched four goofballs play some fucking music.
Yep. Yep, because you guys were supposed to play the Halloween show, I think it was, or a birthday show.
I think there was
that year.
one show or something. Yeah.
Because you all said yes, but Sean wasn't
Might
there
have
at
been
the time.
working nights or something. Yeah.
He left right after the show, and then you found out that you guys couldn't do it because of his schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm curious to ask you, how do you, and obviously it's just asking bands, but there's certain bands you probably want to book for certain shows. How do you manage hyping up a show enough, especially when other bands have scheduling conflicts and everything, for them to value that show enough to be there?
I mean, I basically, if it's a band I just used, I don't try not to use them again for a little bit. And then I was like, okay, so if it's going to be a rock metal show, who do I know that hasn't played in this area for a while? Who hasn't played a show with me recently? And then book that band and then go around that and work my way around that same style, maybe a little different, and just go from there to A to B to C, and it'll just basically all falls in place.
Okay.
And then just the next one, not same bands,
Yep.
depending on what show it is, and then go that route. And then there's the charity shows, the toy drive shows. It's like I try to give bands that's never played a shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I'm big on. It's like, if you never played a show, you're looking for a show, I'll book you at least once. I'll book you on a show that there's no money really involved, just to give you a shot. So that way, if you suck, it ain't that big of a deal.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're awesome,
Hey, then
It
future
works.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Well, and it's what's so cool, and we're so appreciative of your style of show promotion. And we've had conversations together about this. Is it's never a conversation of, yeah, you guys can play this show, but I need you to sell 40 tickets, or I need you to sell 25 tickets. It's come be a part of this show with us. It's going to be a blast. Do what you can. Do everything you can. Do your part to get people to the show. And if you're working on the back end as a band and helping you out, promote the show and put on this show, you're going to take care of us as well.
yeah, I mean, I've been told I'm very fair when it comes to requests for tickets and as far as getting bands money back. Because, I mean, Muddy Creek, I was doing $5 tickets. I would do half the band, half to me. I was also paying Johnny at the time, too. So I had to cover his fee for running sound. So to me, $5, you guys get $250, I get $250. No, sell 10 tickets, I'm happy.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely want you to sell more.
Yeah.
But you sell 10 tickets, I'm happy, because I know between 6 to 7 bands, I'm going to end up between what you guys give me the $250 plus what I make the door, I'm covering Johnny.
Yep. And that's, at the end of the day, all you, from my standpoint, it seems like all you really care about is putting on a good show and making sure everybody's taken care
Yeah.
of. Which, once again, we're so appreciative of.
Yeah, I mean, compared to some of the other promoters we've dealt with, it's just some of these guys are like, I don't care what kind of music you play. I don't care if you're good or not. Sell me 50 tickets and you're on the bill. And after you hand me the money for the 50 tickets, I'm going to hand you $20. It's like, oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah. One of my, I want to say it was the St. Patty's Day show at the Hub we just did. And then I think there might have been another one. Well, I know there was another. I just can't think of what show it was. It was earlier in the year. And the Hub, we had to do it a little different because it's not like Muddy Creek. So I kind of had to change it up. So I've been doing $10 tickets for a bigger show, which they're not used to doing. But it works. So I've been saying, hey, first 10 tickets goes to me. After that, you
All
keep
you.
everything.
Yep.
I give you 30 tickets. You walk out with $250 if you sell them all.
Yeah.
I walk out with $50.
Yep. That's awesome.
I mean, I put 6-7 bands on there. I get a good chunk. You get a good chunk. And we pack the place.
Yeah.
Because when you're making $10 a pop, 225 tickets that's going to you, $250 is quite a bit of cash going back into your pocket.
Yeah,
you sell them all.
Yeah.
That's my thing about that. Just thinking of it from a business standpoint. If you you've got the guys that Tyler referred to, it's like, go sell me 50 tickets and you can be on the bill, or where you're like, hey, you make a percentage, or a percentage of tickets you sell. Well, that just motivates the band to sell tickets without saying, well, you got to fucking sell X number of tickets or you can't even play.
Mm-hmm. Or I won't book you again.
Or I won't book you again. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never gone above 10 tickets, and 10 tickets is just here recently because of the change and how everything's different.
Yeah.
5 tickets, 10 tickets, that's not really a lot. I mean, when you got 4 or 5 people in a band.
That's their wives.
I mean, their wives are going to come with them. Their brother, uncle, whoever.
Well, even then,
I'm not married,
I don't even
though.
charge. You bring your spouse. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
Let them in.
Yep.
I'm not money hungry.
Right.
Mean, at
No,
all.
it doesn't seem like that way at all.
Well,
Which-
go ahead.
no, I was just going to say that's what these guys have portrayed to me about how you do show promotion.
And at the end of the day, we talked about it on this show. This local music scene, it's a hobby. Like, this is not to make money.
Same thing with the photography part of it. And
I tried to pay you before, and you won't
since
take
2018,
it.
there's only been 2 times that I can recall ever taking money from bands. And that was once for Then Falls the Sky at Bethel Road Pub. They actually wanted me to shoot their photos and then shoot their set.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year for your Buckeye Battle.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
I cannot think of any other time I've ever taken any money from anybody.
You're just doing it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's awesome.
That, and I always had the fear, which I'm sure a lot of photographers do. You take money, $100 to go do this. Photos turn out like shit. You got $100. They got photos that look like shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I get
I would
that.
be the one that, here, have your money back. Or, hey, let's do this again.
Yeah. No, I get that completely.
So where did, in regards to photography, obviously you photographed bands. That's what you were into. That's really what you like to dabble in. Were you a part of a local music scene growing up that's
No.
what got you into it, or what
No,
got you into it?
It was going to shows, and there was, it was a band called Otherwise. I went down to see them.
They were on the Blitz years ago. Otherwise. I swear. Go ahead.
They're
I'm sorry.
a really good band. They're from Vegas. And I took they were down in Boulevard, and I took some cell phone shots. And they ended up posting them. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Bethel Road Pub, a lot of people would, start using my photos back when I had a basic camera. Start using those profile photos and cover photos. And everybody's like, yeah, I love your shots. I love them. So then I just worked my way up, got a bigger, better camera, more shitload of lenses and gear. And yeah, I swear it's like being in a band, because the amount
There's an investment, man. Yeah.
the amount I have paid and camera gear is like for you guys buying drums or guitar, because it's damn near same price.
Yeah.
And now you're dabbling into video and bands.
And video, and then now I just bought me a sound system for when I do my shows out at the possible new home for Rock Out next year, which, I mean, I just bought $1,200 sound system, bought a little mixer, $500 mixer that Johnny told me about to get, and now we'll be learning to run sound to some extent for shows.
That's
awesome.
kick ass, man. You're going to
Sweet.
dive
Jack
into
of all
all
trades.
of it.
Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh, I just said sweet.
Oh, I thought you said so.
So I'm just going from one thing to another thing, back to another thing. I mean, I'm dabbling more into photos again than what I used to, because at Muddy Creek,
You're not promoting as many shows right now.
I was doing more shows. I was doing shows monthly, bi-monthly. I mean, now here, and that is like, I want to slow down too with booking shows, because I'll spend time with kids. I mean, I did it for 3 years out of Muddy Creek nonstop.
Yeah.
Kids loved it. I mean, they all, especially my daughter.
Yeah,
she
they're always a
want-
part of it.
Yeah, she always wants to come out. My son, he wants to come out, but my daughter really wants to come out.
Yeah.
So I like asking this question. What is your favorite concert you've put on? And what is the fucking worst?
Favorite one would probably be the Raven Black
Okay.
because it was the first national one I did,
Sweet.
which it was a real quick setup. I mean, there was already other shows going on that had real strong bands on it. So it's like, okay, who can I find that's not playing that same weekend? And yeah, this one I need them to sell tickets because
Yeah.
it's a national that I'm bringing in. That was probably the best. And then at the end, like there's video that I actually got that they brought everybody, all the bands on stage, and they played Rage Against the Machine song together. It was Raven Black and all the locals on the stage at once playing. And it was awesome. That was probably the best one. Worst one.
Let's go.
This is what the people want to hear.
I'm trying to think. I mean,
And all the tea.
Oh shit! Spill the beans, baby.
probably Toy Drive. Sadly, out at the new Muddy Creek. That the year I did it there. So that would have been 21. Yeah, because last year was at the Hub. So yeah, 21. I mean, there was one band that the drummer got so drunk he was yelling at people every time they clapped, throwing his drumsticks.
Aaron Lewis.
It was throwing him. Yeah, it was
Why was he yelling?
because it was throwing him
He
off
was
rhythm, bro.
so drunk.
He's just lost.
like he was mad that they were
Yeah.
clapping.
Yeah,
Woof.
How dare you clap for me?
flipped his drum set over when he was done.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's kind of metal as fuck.
He almost hit my
It kinda
daughter
is.
Oh,
with the
that's not
drumstick.
metal.
That's
yeah.
not.
Yeah, he
And
was
she's got
really.
a little toot on her. She won't fuck around.
Yeah.
She'll whip his
she
ass.
was actually happy because I think she got one of the drumsticks.
Thank you for throwing this to me.
But everybody else was like, yeah, this guy needs cut off. Like, the turnout wasn't good at all. People left. By the time, I can't remember who was actually playing last. Like, by 9 o'clock, everybody was gone.
Yeah.
Like, once they played, like, it just chased everybody out.
Yeah, well, that kind of would sour the
Yeah,
mood of.
by whoever was, like I said, I can't remember who was last. There was maybe 4 people there.
You know, it's not funny. It's just odd. I've talked about this. I don't know if I've talked about it on the show, but I know I've talked about it on social media. That when you think about, rock or metal shows, at least for us, in my experience, they're so much better and more quote unquote family friendly than like a country show or a rap show or something like that. Like you go to a fucking country show. I've never been to a rap show. I mean, there's no amount of money in the world that would ever get me to go to one of those.
Exactly.
But
Everybody got a number, dog.
yeah, I mean, everybody's got a number. 21. Can you do something? Okay.
No.
Gotta have the karaoke.
A country show, everybody, not everybody, but there's so many fucking drunk people in the
Oh,
crowd
they're
acting
drunk as
stupid,
shit.
throwing beer,
White
people,
girl wasted.
people
Yes.
fucking fighting.
Yep.
And man, I've been to so many metal shows. I've been to more metal shows than I have country, and I've seen one fight, and it was this year actually. And it wasn't even that; it was a shoving match, and everybody running their mouth. But some dude got butt hurt because he got shoved in the pit, and whatever. But 9 times out of I mean, there's little kids there that are
Yep.
got earplugs in, they're enjoying the show. It's a family friendly environment, in my opinion. So something like that, man, that's just that's like back in the 80s. That's you don't see that very much anymore. So that makes sense to me that would have fucking sucked and killed
Yeah.
the mood for everybody.
It
So, like,
did, and we barely brought anything in that year
yeah,
for it.
Yeah.
that
I mean,
sucks.
it just, granted, this is, shortly after COVID, all that jazz.
Yeah,
New spot, not Muddy Creek.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the same.
yeah, that's fair.
It honestly hasn't been the same. The best years was 2019, the year you guys played,
Yeah.
the 2-day event one, because we had it Friday night and Saturday night.
Yep.
We haven't had a good one since.
Really.
Because 2020, we didn't really do anything because of COVID. 2021, That was the bad year. Last year was okay, but it was more. No, we did do one in 2020 because every year we've done it. Every year I've never missed a year until this year, so I'm not doing one this year. But yeah, we've had it for 5 straight years. And
what do you think has caused the kind of downturn on that show? Because you were still rocking it during COVID, so I don't know that that's really.
I think venue. The venue change. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a sound wise because basically I won't play any or have any show unless Johnny's doing sound.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse.
He's pretty legit.
Yeah,
he is good. Yep.
I've had to use a couple of other people for sound, and it just when you tell a band to get up on stage, start playing, I'll mix you while you're playing. No, that's not how you do it.
Right.
Even I know that. You gotta let them get everything ready. Not just here, go. We'll figure it out on the flight now.
Yeah.
Not when there's only 4 bands. There's no time limit. No.
Well, especially if you're trying to book a national band that is expecting a professional type show.
Yeah.
There's a level of you got to hit a mark for that band, or they're not going to want to do.
Well, I can tell you right
again.
now, some of the bands that he named off would not want to step up on stage, have their fucking mid scoop the fuck out,
Yeah,
and then trying to
right.
like get mixed
Right.
while they're good by their 3rd song. No, fuck
Only
that.
hear a snare, tom, and a
Yeah.
little bit of vocals, and
Yeah.
no guitar, or
No.
maybe just bass.
But yeah, that show, like I said, I mean, just attendance wise and donation wise, it's dropped since that year. Band wise, it's been pretty good after that. Like last year, we had Dead Cassette and
I've been seeing them a lot lately.
yes, I have been trying to get them out more and more. I mean, they're playing the birthday show this year with you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
They're fucking amazing.
Sweet.
And band that's going to fill in for my next one on the 23rd of this month, Dutch Oven, for the Mansfield scene. Amish metal band.
Oh, shit.
No shit.
No way.
They dress, they talk, their songs are Amish style, like, yeah.
No way.
So are they just like
That's
screaming?
metal as fuck.
Are they like screaming songs about roofing and churning
Carpentry.
butter?
Butter,
Or
definitely butter. Like, the back of the t-shirt says, butter makes my wiener hard.
I fucking love these people.
I can't wait to get her out of her ankle length dress.
I can't wait
They
to see
are-
old Dutch Oven.
They are great.
Shout out Dutch Oven.
That's
Hell yeah.
fan-fucking-tastic. Only in Ohio, bro. Only in
Yeah, they are
Ohio.
part of the Mansfield scene.
That's
Hold
wild.
on. This is the only way to put the cherry on top.
Uh-oh.
Do they show up in horse and buggy
No,
with their gear?
no.
So are
they're
they
Mennonite.
Amish or Mennonite?
They're Amish. But they're not, it's just their
Persona?
gimmick. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
they're it's a gimmick.
Yes, and they
Gotcha.
pulled off well.
Gotcha.
Like
They got
even
the
when they're
beards-
just
they got the
talking to
beards
you
and
at a
everything?
show, they'll talk to you like
They got the neck beards.
Do they have
Wow.
the like Lord deliver us from mustaches? Yeah, yeah. Abe Lincoln beards. Yeah.
Bye,
Abe Lincoln people.
they played last year, and then the owner of the bar really loved them, and that's why I was like, I had Crow Saint drop out. I'm like, I wonder who I get. I was like, because the show is for the owner's birthday, so I'm like, he really liked them. I'm like, okay, let's see if they'll do it. And then I hit up Adam Mansfield, and he's like, yeah, we'll do it. I had to just wait for the drummer to give the okay, but yeah, they ended up jumping on, and they're something special. As soon as we saw them and Dead Cassette play, me and Johnny's like, we need them for Rock Out this year, and we ended up getting Dead Cassette. Dutch Oven was going to be on vacation, so they couldn't do it. But yeah, as soon as they played, like we were like, yeah, we want you on Rock Out. I'm gonna try everything to get them on Rock Out this year because they're one band you just don't want to miss because they're entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
And that other than the music, that makes a big in
Yes.
regards to show promotion, that's a big deal. Like me and Tyler have talked about it, and us as a band, like there's no not that it's a bad or good thing, but like there's no gimmicks involved. We're just there to play our music, and hopefully some people like it. But like you said, from your standpoint in show promotion, you have to be thinking, okay, well, this band's good, but they need to put on a show as well.
It's a good thing you guys have good music because Tyler shows up in fucking flip flops to play a show. So, I mean, there is no
100%.
gimmick involved. It's just.
See, you had Sean in socks with his flip flops
Yep.
and
Yep.
sweats
Yep.
and a tank top.
Yeah.
Yep.
All in one show.
And he
It's
wears
like,
Hold on.
he wears a white
White
beater
beater
under
under
his,
the
tank
under
top,
his
yeah.
He
cutoff.
he loves wearing sweatpants with shorts on top.
That's fantastic.
What the fuck?
because I'm
Why
like
have I
watching
not
back from the
noticed that?
video, the set I recorded when you
What is Sean
up there
wearing?
in Columbus. And I was like, the fuck is all this? I mean, no. Why you don't wear socks with sandals?
Right.
Yeah, no.
That's just like-
I must have missed the memo on the fucking sandals.
Well,
today.
they're slip-ons,
I'm
so
stuck
I
on
I
these,
will
bro.
argue that to an extent. I sometimes wear socks with my slip-ons, man.
But it was just like, oh,
Bro, I
But
got-
I'm also really
Yeah.
The neck tat on Sean
The
gives him a
nautical sock,
bypass.
yeah.
It gives him a bypass.
motherfucker rolls out of bed and is like, looks down. He's like, yeah, this is fine.
This will work.
this is fine. This is probably fine. Ray, I don't want to grill you on your career for the whole pod, but is there any other questions you guys wanted to ask him about before I move on to some different
What are
stuff?
what are some of your favorite bands to work with? Kind of like a shout out.
Oh yeah, shout him out.
obviously you guys.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I've had you guys at quite a bit of shows in the last 3-4 years. I mean, from day one.
Honestly, it's 90% of the shows that we've played.
Dead Cassette, definitely here recently.
I'm excited
If
to
I
play
can
with
get them, it's one of those things like the entertainment. You got to have a gimmick, and just the way they're all wireless, they'll play out in the crowd.
Sweet.
They'll run around the crowd.
I'd seen a video of the hub of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll
Okay.
ran outside
Yep.
while Kill Monster was out there, drinking and smoking, and they were out there just jamming away like, we're out
That's
here
awesome.
with you.
Yep.
know.
That's
Drummers
cool
left
shit.
up, Sam's left up on the, up on
Yep.
stage like, hey, I'm here by myself, whatever. But
Well, shout out that cassette.
yeah, their next two shows, sadly, I got a hog roast I'm doing on one of them, and the other one, what's the other one? The other one's the same day as Barnyard.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And I'm like, fuck. It's like,
Well,
I really
and-
wanted to go see them.
This episode, if I'm not mistaken, Kyler, it will drop after Barnyard, correct?
When's Barnyard?
30th.
The 30th
Oh,
of this
fuck yeah.
month. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Bro, you gotta think. Season 4 is gonna go.
Yeah.
Through
The
October.
timeline's always confused
So,
me.
yeah.
So
Yeah, because that's why I try to let people know the date of recording when we first start, so that they're not like, "Well, these motherfuckers are crazy." It's
a month later.
a month later,
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
weeks later.
Waste of White.
Hell yeah!
We've-
Definitely good. I
yep.
mean, Daniel and all them.
Talented group
yeah.
of
Fucking
guys,
love
man.
Waste of White, bro.
Cryptic
Oh,
was
yeah.
another one that I was real.
Have they broke up?
They haven't broke. They're just taking a very long, extended break.
I'll say I ain't seen shit from any of them for a while, and I've seen them all kind of doing their own thing. It seems.
I mean, I made a post the other, I think it was earlier this week, if not end of last week, about them for Rock Out 2024. And they have all commented. I have a message to talk to them all. They're pretty much good to go for Rock Out 2024.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's a good group. Of
I've
guys.
talked to
I
Seth.
have to
I've talked
hear-
to Tyler. I mean,
I have to hear "Juicy Booty" one more time.
Yes.
that was actually supposed to be released with their last EP, but it never got released. I don't know why.
Oh, damn it.
They recorded it. I know because Kenny told me.
That
He's
was
like,
at the toy drive when we heard that, I think.
I
He's
think
played a couple
so.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
fantastic.
hilarious. Because, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew played guitar. Somebody else played drums, right?
Seth,
Seth played drums?
I think.
I know, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Because Kenny still played
They all just kind of
guitar.
mix around. It seems.
Yeah. That's hilarious. We heard Juicy Booty that one time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Seth on drums.
And I also want to comment that their bassist Tyler,
Yep.
like he just has this vibe, and he does like this thing where he just like bounces his knees, and it's like
I've never seen a bass player.
Such a
play
vibe.
and bleed so much at the same time. He has cut his hands. I don't know how many times the way he plays. Always blood, and he always has the white base. It's like, oh, there's blood.
metal
That's
as
probably by
fuck.
design. I'm guessing that's probably by design.
That's a show gimmick.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
All right, so we got Cryptic, Waste of White, Dead Cassette. Who else?
Back in the day, Bury My Name.
Bury My Name.
I don't know if
Okay.
you guys ever got to see them. They did do one. Well, they did do a toy drive. It might have been this. I don't think it was the same one you guys did. It was at Muddy Creek though. They came back. They quit, and I talked them into coming back, which I have recently. I've had good doing that. Other than I was supposed to have Enemy come back for
Okay.
Rock Out. That fell apart. It would have fell apart anyways because of their guitar player ended up having a stroke and being in the hospital.
Oh, shit.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Those
That
usually aren't
escalated
good.
quickly.
Yeah. So that would have ended
We
up
have
happening
senators having
anyways.
those on national television.
Oof.
I'm okay with that.
But the drummer from Artifacts, Tim, he
Yeah.
was the drummer for Bury My Name, and Nick Wilson was the
Okay.
vocalist. He was the original singer of Iconavera.
Yes, I remember Nick. I met him once at the Outside show at Muddy Creek, and I think he was singing or screaming for Iconavera at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say it was the Muddy Metal Fest 2, which you guys brought up in your season 4 opener about Avanti.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was a blast.
Because I know you were talking about it.
Yep.
And then having to go up there and sing after Jasmine did.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the 2-day event that I booked. That was the only show in 2020 outside at Muddy Creek on the big stage.
Yeah, I got
was
humbled
that?
that day.
And that was, I remember, that was close to or when Sour Blood had released the last album Behind Enemy Lines, if I'm not mistaken. Because I
think.
remember Jay showing me some of the stuff.
Yeah, because they
out in the parking
headlined
lot.
Friday night.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because like I said, it was 2 days. I can think of who
Yeah, that
headlined
show was a
Saturday,
blast.
but Cryptic might have been Cryptic on Saturday. I know they played late because one of their videos was done at that show.
Didn't you have bands like outside and inside that night?
Yes, we did outside, and then we brought Then Falls the Skies technically then headline because
Yeah,
they played
that's
Saturday
right.
night because there's a photo of Chad where he's almost falling while he's playing, and he makes a hellacious face, and I got it on a photo. So yeah, that one, they were technically the last band that day for that event.
Yeah, that was a fun event.
Yeah.
So, switching gears a little bit, just because I'm curious, and we always want to get this kind of perspective from any guest we have on. First off, do you play an instrument?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if you did or not. What is your favorite kind of music? Like, I mean, obviously, I feel like you're a metal guy, rock metal
Yeah.
guy, but like, give me a genre like where you kind of thrive music wise.
It's definitely metal more,
Yeah.
but not the dark, can't understand vocal metal. More like Trivium, In Flames, Shadows Fall.
So like old school metalcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Shadows Fall. We haven't talked about them.
It's
on-
Phil's.
Yeah,
Mark Phil was in
Shadows,
Shadows
Fall.
Fall. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. No, I was just curious because I always liked. What's your favorite band?
One of those three.
One of those three. That's fair. So you don't like
Killswitch and them.
you don't like any of the new metalcore, like none of it.
No, I'm pretty much, once I find something, I stick to it, and
Okay.
I just occasionally I'll branch out and find somebody else new, but
Okay.
it's basically like them. And then anybody I've seen them on tour with, if I liked them, Currents is probably the new one
yeah, baby.
because I saw
Yep.
them at Incarceration.
We see them next month.
Yep.
What year? It wasn't last year. It was COVID year because you had to fucking take the COVID test to get into incarceration that year. So
At least they didn't say, "Oh, you have to be
2021.
vaccinated to get in
I
here."
thought they did. at
you
first.
did. You either had to be
Yeah.
vaccinated or you had to show proof
Oh.
that you were good. So I had to go to the fucking doctor
Wild
like
times
3
we
days
lived in.
before just to take a test and say, "Hey, look, I'm good."
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Oh, whatever.
Crazy.
I'm
No,
not contagious.
that's cool.
That was
I
the
love Currents.
first. Never even heard of them,
Yeah.
and I just happened to be at the side. Well, it was a side stage. It wasn't the main one because
They'll
they
be
had
there
three.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
They're
they were
blown up.
they just fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's
Literally
what he
went out,
said.
bought all 3 of their CDs, just got their new one.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to see them in October. So I haven't seen them yet. Have you seen them, Preston?
I have
I
not.
didn't think
Tyler
so.
has.
So I knew Tyler had. But yeah, we're going to see them next month. I'm super excited for that.
King of Clubs.
That's why-
the 15th.
That's wild that you like Currents, but like I mean, I bet we could give you some other
Yeah, I don't
bands.
go there.
What?
What?
My bad.
What?
There's
What I meant?
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Move on.
Yeah.
On.
All is good.
I'm aware of some things.
No,
I'm so fucking curious now.
I missed everything. God.
We're going to see Curtis, baby.
Yeah, we're going to see.
Yes.
Well, we're going to see Polaris.
Yeah.
Currents is just going to be there.
Yeah.
If they're playing anywhere else in Ohio, I'll maybe go see them.
Yeah.
There's the point.
Okay. Gotcha. Boy, he's really not going to like some of the later
You don't like
episodes on
spilling
season
tea.
4. Then
You don't
That's
like
fine.
spilling tea.
I bet we could give you some other bands that you'd be like, oh, okay, that are in that same vein of
Yep.
Currents that you would probably really like.
And it might be a situation kind of like what you experienced where you might have to see them live and it lands with
Yeah.
you. And then it's like, oh, shit.
Have you? I think you probably already did. Have you heard the episode where we were talking about like boundaries? How like we had never been like a huge fan of theirs until we saw them live, and they absolutely blew us the fuck away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's been cases like that for me. I've talked about it ad nauseum on this show, like Norma Jean. Like love them live, but I don't listen to them regularly in my rotation, like on the record, because they don't sound nearly as good. The production's not as good. It sounds like a big fuzzy wall of sound. But you go watch them live, and you're like, holy fuck! Same
Yeah.
thing with like a Grey Haven. I think there's just certain bands that for it to catch you and hit you right, you got to see it live.
Yeah. Machine Head's another one of my ones that I definitely love.
Scotty loves
all
Machine.
their
Scotty
names.
loves Machine. Yeah, Machine
Yep.
Head.
Like I got all their CDs.
Yeah, you still a CD guy,
I'm definitely a CD guy.
not a streaming guy.
No.
What's your reasoning behind that? I had a stroke. Speaking of strokes,
Oh,
while I was
shit.
saying that.
Old
sentence.
age.
Okay.
CDs were my generation.
You stick to your roots.
Yeah.
Old soul.
That's why
respect
when
it.
bands say, would you rather us do CDs or do streaming CDs?
Yeah,
My car, when I just bought my car 2 years ago, it's like I had to make sure it had a CD player. I didn't want none of that.
Yeah,
If it don't have a CD player, sorry, yeah.
yeah. I will say that you're kind of the last of a dying breed there, because that stuff is dying off.
Yes.
It's going to go away. I'm a streaming guy. Now I grew up in an era where we didn't have iPods yet. When we were in high school, I had the CD book and all. I mean, I'm 28.
Oh,
so
I
I'm-
got 3 CD books.
Yeah.
And then I got a shelf full. Like, I quit doing CD books. I'm like, because they're just too much of a hassle.
So I
just
will
got
say
a
that I
case of
hate
CDs.
that CDs are falling off, because it was so cool. Like, because I've told this story before. When I was in middle school and high school, my mom would take me to the mall go to FYE, and I could buy a new CD or two every time we went, and that was such a cool experience, because then you get to throw it in your CD book, and then when I get to high school and was able to keep a CD book in my truck and all that stuff, it was so cool to have, and you're swapping CDs and burning CDs for buddies and whatnot, and that was a cool time. But man, I love the convenience of streaming. Any fucking song I want, I just search it
But
right
the cool
up.
thing with CDs, though, it gives you something also to get signed by the band.
Yeah, I only have one. I have a CD, an Asking Alexandria CD that's autographed by the band. That's the only thing I have, though. I don't.
And then you got to worry about streaming also, because Scarred Existence, their very first album, was streaming. They had issues, I think, somewhere in the band when they lost their drummer.
Yeah.
They took it down. Well, unless you got the CD, you don't get to hear that stuff anymore.
Well, you can't listen to Garth Brooks on Apple Music. He doesn't let his catalog out anywhere.
Yeah, once it's gone, unless you have a physical copy,
Yep.
you don't get to hear it.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting concept, and you'll get to it.
Or bands that break up
Yep.
and split up and they just quit.
Well, I would disagree with you there, because I listen to a lot of bands that aren't together anymore that are still streaming.
Well, local maybe.
Local
possibly.
bands, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's interesting because you'll get there as you listen through season 4, or when it drops. On the season 4 finale, we had 2 DJs from 99.7 The
Blitz.
Blitz on, and they talked about, we had that conversation of like streaming versus radio, and like the convenience of radio where you just get in your car and it's there. You don't have to, you don't have to dick with your phone and search or whatever like you would with streaming or stuff like that. Same thing with a CD. It's, you got to load it in, especially if you got one of them fancy 6 CD changers or whatever. But no, that's an interesting concept. I don't even think I own a CD anymore other than the one I have autographed. Do you have CDs?
I still have my CD book somewhere.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure where it's at.
Fair.
Think of how much, if you were to go back through it, how many songs
I wish
would
I still had my
download
burnt
off
CDs
of
just to
Apple
see
Music
what
because
were
of it.
on
I think
those.
all the CDs I have on my library on Apple.
That's fair. I just like.
I mean, I still use Spotify. Especially when I'm at work. I mean, I got
Man, you're a CD guy and a Spotify guy.
I have
What the fuck?
one playlist that is
That is not
nationals.
metal as fuck, Ray.
I have one that is locals,
Okay.
and there's
Yeah.
so many like any local band I've come in contact with. I put them on there,
Yeah.
and I mean I'll share it every once in a while just so
Yep.
people can see it.
Yeah.
And that's how it depends on what mood I'm in. If I'm in national, I'll go national. Mainly, it's always been local though.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, you wear the shirt that says support local music, but you actually live it too. So you get to wear.
Hell,
the shirt.
he's got the
That's-
bands on the back of that
that's-
bitch too.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
awesome. No, it's an interesting topic. I just and I wonder where things are going to go from here. As
One of
far
my
as
mini shirts. I mean, I technically have. I mean,
I
each
hope you have a
birthday.
lot
I
of
got
shirts.
birthday shirts. I've got like 3 or 4 of those different versions of those.
Yep.
My original design, music is my medicine design. I got 2 different ones of that.
that
This
one I would love to have.
Yep.
I would love to have one of those. Music is my medicine. That'd be
I've thought about doing another run. It's just when you do 2 runs of it,
Yeah.
majority of people have it, and then
Yeah.
you do a run, you have to get at least 25, 30 shirts. So you're hoping to,
we trust us.
Well, and but even with the podcast, but specifically the band right now, we got new shirts made for Barnyard
About
this year.
damn time.
I know. And
Steeler logo.
That's what it is. That's what it is, bro.
Yep. Supposedly, according to Sean, it's some version of an alchemy symbol or something.
No, the just the triangle or the diamonds isn't the old alchemy sign for alcohol or wine. But when we were working on the logo, we added the circle around it, and that's when it started looking like the Steelers.
And we
But
fucking hate the Steelers, right?
I guess,
Facts.
it is what it is. We weren't really thinking about it. I really wasn't thinking about it because I don't fuck with sports much. So once everyone started asking, like, is that the Steelers logo? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's just tilted the other way.
Yeah, it's
Which
I
is
mean,
the
I
color
definitely-
on it.
around a little bit.
Definitely glad you guys got more merch because that's one thing I personally think as a fan you're lacking in is
Yeah,
merch.
yeah.
You have one shirt,
Yep.
one hat, 2
Yep.
CDs that I know of.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
We're kind of poor though.
There's 4 of you guys. There's one of me, and I got more merch than you.
He's calling us out, baby.
And I'm
You're a
not
lot
even a
cooler
band.
than we are.
I'm not even a band.
So the thought process for us because we knew it was needed, obviously, but it was, okay, so there's a version of our fan base that already has a shirt. We need to do a different enough design that still streamlined.
That's the hardest part.
design.
Is coming up with what you want on the shirt.
Yeah, and I'm not even. Yeah, it's going to come out after Barnyard. So we did a different color, but still streamlined the way it is. But we went into it with the thought process of, are people that already have one shirt, are they going to want this shirt as well? Or are we just selling these new line of shirts to a new group of people?
All you need to do to sell merch is do a tie-dye, blood spatter, like death metal like logo. They'll sell like fucking crazy.
Yep.
Bro, Era just put one out. It's sold out in a day. Bad Omens put one out. It's sold out before they even went on the market. Put a blood splattered death metal logo, screaming evidence that you can't read it,
Yep.
on a tie-dye t-shirt. And that motherfucker will, you could charge $50 for them. People buy them because it look cool.
And it's weird because
Like my mom's shirt.
we went into, and you probably do as well, but our minimal merch designs, we went into it with the thought process of, I don't wear very busy clothing. We wanted something with logo on the front, name on the back, simple as can be, and we've done pretty well off of it. But then you say like people buy these tie-dye blood splattered shirts, and I'm like, I didn't, other than when Sean had said, do the death metal type.
Oh, Sean had that idea too. What the fuck?
But I was like,
We'll
man,
get
I
around
just
to
don't.
it.
I didn't feel like
You're
for us
worried
it
about
would-
what you like.
Yeah,
not what
maybe that
yeah.
was the thought process.
Well, you're
yeah.
a dummy, and
I just think the more merch, the more you'll get out. A lot more.
because people, especially
Yeah.
if they can't read it, what's that say? Oh, it says Screaming Evidence. It's this band. Check them out.
Yeah.
Make it illegible. Okay.
Or finish your volume 2 CD that it's only been
That's been scrapped, baby. That's been scrapped.
20. See, because I was lucky enough to do your CD release for that.
Yep, you were. Not the newer cover.
That
What
was at Somewhere Else Bar.
Somewhere else. Yep.
And I was 20, whatever it
2020.
was.
Oh no.
Wasn't it?
I think it was
2020?
2020.
Well, yeah.
They just need to take an eraser to part 1.
And
We've
I mean,
literally thought about
I've
getting
been
rid of
giving
all.
you guys shit for it since then. You're like,
Yeah.
when's part 2? Like,
We get a lot of shit about letters of apology too.
Yeah,
That's
well,
a song he's never
you
heard.
know,
I don't think.
why? Because when 99% of your fan base is like, "Hey, when you going to redo letters? Hey, when you going to redo letters?"
Yeah.
You probably ought to fucking do letters.
I've tried to fix it up to be something that actually matches what we do, and that was right before Preston joined the band, and I just couldn't find a way to do it.
I don't know that you need to wholesale change the song though.
It might just be some
Well,
chorus
here's the
changes or
thing:
something.
we don't like the chorus at all.
Right.
And then there was some things that were put in there by Tony Tipton, as far as like layers on guitar and stuff, that like even at the time we recorded it, the dude we had playing lead guitar couldn't fucking play that shit. And I can't fucking play it. I'm sure Preston could play it if he could figure out what the fuck Tony was doing, but there was just things in there that really like weren't even done by us. So
Another song I think you should re-record because the album version does not capture it is Attention Freak. That one should be redone with the sound of today that you guys have, because that would fucking go hard.
that is a jam.
It's
And you know
an
what?
absolute fucking jam.
When we released that first album, you had half of the people that fucking hated Attention Freak, and then the other half of people that absolutely loved it.
It's the best.
It was this very love-hate
It's
song.
also the best opening, like the best, and you guys open with it pretty much every show.
No, we
Every
opened
show
with
I've
it.
been to, you open with Attention.
Well, you've
Freak.
only been to a couple of shows.
That's not true. I've been
So
I guess 5 is like a couple, but yeah,
So-
no, it's a fantastic opening
it is.
song.
So Ray, thank you for calling us out. We appreciate it. We do need some accountability on our end.
I mean, I do it on Messenger, so I may as well just do it in person.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I am stoked for you, which this will come out afterwards, but if all goes well and Sean's throat is good, you will hear 4 to 5 new ones at Barnyard this year. We didn't play a single one.
I think it'll be more like 3 new ones.
4's on there. 4 to 5.
Do we have 4 new ones
Yeah.
on?
4's on the board, bro.
Yeah, 4 to.
Now he's reading. He's doing the old man squint. What's
It's
that
pretty
say?
far away.
Yeah, but we didn't play a single one of them at the Buckeye City
I thought
Motorsports.
you guys did. I thought you did
Maybe one of them. One of them.
Which one did you play? The one I don't like?
Well, every new one doesn't have a name yet, so I don't know how to. I'd have to make sounds in order to.
I think we did a little bit of the vibey song.
The
just
one I don't like?
Just
No.
without lyrics.
Yeah.
They need fixed.
As long as Rent Free gets played at Barnyard, I'm good.
Oh, it won't.
Not ready?
It's not ready.
No,
That's fair.
it's going to be sweet.
Oh,
but
it's,
not
I'm
ready.
sure it's going to be sweet.
It's going to be sweet.
They do have some new shit that's going to go fucking hard.
The only
think it'll
thing that
surprise you.
bothers me about the new shit is if we're playing a lot of the new shit in a single set, like I do some shit on these new songs that I don't know if I could do them all in one set.
we need you to pick up the bass, man.
yeah,
When
give
he
me a break.
starts cramping, give him a break.
Did you never have like a desire to play an instrument or? Just curious.
I mean, later in life, I look at it like, damn, I wish I would have.
Sure.
Like me and my daughter actually had this talk this week after I picked her up from school, and it's like I did choir in junior high, high school. It's like looking back, I was like, I wish I would have done band.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I don't want to do choir. I want to do band. I just don't know what I want to play.
Yeah.
Like drum.
Yeah. I would say
Percussion is so
or do
badass.
jazz band.
Because like on your season 4 opener that I was listening to, like I said on the way here, it's like you guys say, what parent in the right mind wants to get the kid a drum set?
Mm-hmm.
I would, because I'd rather play drums than damn clarinet, flute, and all that,
Right,
or
yeah.
a horn. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play something that will benefit you.
Yeah.
God forbid she chooses the horn.
Her brother picked a
stole
horn.
me
Her
horn.
sister picked a clarinet for her,
Hey,
her
don't
mom's
talk shit about
side.
the
But
flute,
I'm
damn
like, pick the drum.
Yeah.
It's like they don't have a guitar. Pick drum. That's the best thing.
Does the school she go to not have a jazz band?
Well, she's only 9. She's,
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't- yeah, they wouldn't
She
have
just
to.
don't, she likes to when she's older. And she's
I
older.
played
9
the
going on
alto.
18.
Yes.
I played the alto sax in band, baby. I was
Yeah.
first chair. Let's go.
So yeah, looking back, yeah, when I
Couldn't
was
play
younger,
a
yeah.
damn thing now. I wouldn't even know how to fucking toot it. Like
Toot it. Toot it and boot it.
I wouldn't. Man. I wouldn't.
Well, I actually got to head out a little early here.
Yeah.
We're going to shoot shit, baby.
Yeah.
Preston
you
gets
guys
to
are
do
going to
Peace, Love,
continue
Dog,
on.
bro. Like,
Ray, I want to thank you for coming out.
Yes, thank you.
Been a pleasure seeing you. I'll be seeing you here in a few weeks.
Yeah. Try back
Super
out here
excited.
again.
you got a hybrid. It's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it-
you got a hybrid. Hey, if
Hey,
you got
it was-
to plug it in, you know, I got a thing.
no,
over
no,
here.
no. It's,
What do you
it's
have?
gas and electric. Ford Fusion.
Oh, well, there you go. You don't have to plug it in then.
Yeah,
Nice.
no.
You
Self-charging.
probably don't even have to fucking fill it up. Jesus Christ.
I met by the mileage it gets to get to Myrtle Beach. Like we were talking about that, I would have been 20 miles shy of hitting Myrtle Beach on one tank.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Holy
What
hell.
am I
One
doing
tank.
with my life?
Driving a Camry.
If I would have put it on eco mode, I probably could make it because they say eco mode's better and you'll
Yeah.
get more mileage.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, technically by how many miles it takes to get there, by what it says, I'm 20 miles short.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And how many
that's
miles is
insane.
that?
Say bye to the camera, Tyler.
Say bye to the camera.
500. Like I think it was. I think mine gets
Flex your
580,
bicep.
so it's about 600 miles from my house.
Nice.
A little over 6.
Jeez.
It wasn't much.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I do want to. Do you like Creed?
I like some of their songs.
Okay. Do you like Matchbox 20?
Back when I was a teenager. Because back when I was a teenager, that was their heyday.
Yeah.
Because I'm 42, so
Have you listened to the episodes? Well, the first episode with Tyler Heide, Strength Through Music. That was his season 3 episode, I believe.
possibly.
Second or third
He's
episode of
on
that
again, season 4 with Chris Hollywood from Black Veil Brides. He sent Preston. We do a segment every now and then called Heavy Metal Hot Takes, and he sent Preston one. Was that today or?
I think it was yesterday when I was on my drive or something.
One of the hot takes we do a lot is this or that band. Like you can only pick one, the other one disappears forever. And he sent us one that was Creed or Matchbox 20, and we're like, oh fuck, that's hard because like we both love them. So for you,
I would pick Creed.
Would you really?
Yeah.
he picked Matchbox
Because I like,
20.
there's just more songs of Creed I like
Uh-huh.
than Matchbox 20.
That was
I mean, when they announced their tour to go back on it's like a cruise tour or whatever,
Yeah.
I was like,
is that what they're doing with this reunion? Is a cruise thing?
it's a cruise.
Nice.
And it sold out quicker than shit.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Because I want to say Tantric's on it too.
Them
No
dads
shit.
and grandpas now, they're ready
Yeah.
to hear that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, that would be kind of cool. I mean, to go
It's
see.
now Grandpa Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you, I'm gonna make it difficult on you
Ooh.
and give you a this or that. I guess it's not a heavy metal hot take. It's a this or that because I'm curious. If you had to pick between, let's say Trivium or Machine Head, you get to keep one. The other one, and all of their discography goes away forever. You can't listen to them ever again.
I'd keep Trivium.
Okay, I would.
And the
agree
reason
with
why I
that.
say that is because I have them tattooed on me, so therefore
Nice.
I kind of like would have to. Granted, I think the older Trivium is the better Trivium than the middle era into their new era.
So I'm gonna guess your favorite Trivia album. Ascendancy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my very first concert ever was during that album.
Uh huh.
It was them, In Flames, Shadows Fall, and Mudvayne was the headline.
Dude, that'd be
Oh,
fucking
fuck.
awesome. to
And
see those
Cleveland.
guys.
That was I
Wow.
was 22,
I love
21,
Mudvayne.
22.
We both did,
We
yeah.
fucking love Mudvayne.
That was
bro.
my that was when they were doing Happy came out, that CD for them. That was my very first
Chad Gray
show
seems like
ever.
the coolest dude ever too.
Yeah.
First show ever I went to was that one.
I had just
Go ahead.
really quick
Go ahead.
snippet. I had, when I personal trained, I had a client, it was a woman, and she is a woman, excuse me. It
Well,
was
she
a
might
woman.
not be today.
She
You
is
don't
a
know.
woman. She was a giant Mudvayne and Hell Yeah fan, and her husband, I think her husband was as well. They go around, and I still see stuff on Facebook. They go to shows and like buy VIP tickets, and she's met Chad Gray like
He seems
5,
like the
6 times.
coolest fucking dude ever. The front man from
Yeah.
Mudvayne
Yeah.
seems like the coolest
Hell
fucking
Yeah,
dude ever.
right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Hell
same guy.
Now Hell Yeah and Mudvayne, I picked Mudvayne over Hell Yeah.
Oh,
Hell Yeah has like
100%.
4 songs.
Hell yeah,
I like.
Hell yeah to me was much more radio friendly
Yeah.
than
But I
Mudvayne.
have heard, and it's been a few years, but like the last few that I'd listened to that they had released are pretty fucking heavy.
Are
and
they?
I was surprised.
Yeah, which Mudvayne
Moth
is touring
and-
right now.
Mudvayne is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they
sweet.
played Incarceration that year. I went to see that Currents.
Yeah.
They headlined
Okay.
that night.
Mudvayne
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mudvayne's touring right now.
Their sound was
well, I guess by the time this,
but
did they really?
it wasn't them. It was the sound
Oh, shit.
for Ink. Like they failed horribly. Like there were
Wow.
so many
We
comments
have heard
after that
some-
show.
Well,
Somebody-
didn't Sour Blood say
Yeah,
something about an
I'm
iffy
I thought it was
experience at
Sour Blood.
incarceration or something?
Yeah, they played the year after.
Yeah.
I thought they explained on the show. God, we've done so many. It
It
feels
was-
like, but
Was it Steve?
I can't remember.
Adamira played the year I went
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I've heard
because they
some-
won the Battle of the Bands at
Where was that? That was a big show with
Alrosa.
the World I Knew.
Alrosa. They beat
With
beat
the
them
World
at
I
Alrosa.
Knew and Key Enemy and
Yeah.
somebody
I
else.
have heard some less than ideal stories about incarceration. That's why I've never been like juiced out of my mind to go.
I went when it was Ink and the Clink. I think it was the second year Ink and the Clink. I liked that one a lot. The way that one was done. Granted, the promoter, he's I think in prison for
How fitting.
for fraud and like all kinds of shit.
He's probably in the federal.
Yeah, he was selling tickets for a show that didn't exist.
Nice. That's fraud.
People
Yeah.
find their way.
He
don't they?
he owned
Jesus.
the electric company. Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was electric company at the time though. It was the same guy that owned that before it was electric company.
Huh.
Because it was locals
Yeah.
with 3 nationals.
Yeah.
And like the year I went, Mushroom Head was there, but they were not considered the national. It was Otherwise,
Uh-huh.
All That Remains, and in This Moment, the day I went.
We've seen in this
In
moment.
this moment, they were fucking sweet.
Yeah.
They were Maria
Maria Brink.
Mariah.
Yeah.
Or it is it Maria or is it Mariah?
Or yeah,
I think it's
Maria
Maria
Brink.
Brink.
Remember
Yeah.
when she did that song with Five Finger Death Punch, and
Yeah.
it was actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah. No, they put on a hell of a show. I was
Yeah.
super skeptical about them.
Old
and
school in This Moment is better to me.
They just
than-
dropped a new song that is fucking disgusting. Like
Better to
like
you than-
metalcore. Like she screams a lot.
I don't.
Like,
know. Well, it's not really
Yeah.
the music wise. It's just live wise. I don't like
Oh.
I don't like change outfits. They're more show
Yeah.
now than when they played. The last year we had Ozfest. It was a free Ozfest. You registered online, and you got 2 free tickets.
Nice. Damn.
Yeah, it was the very last Ozfest we had in Columbus. They were there. I mean, she was up. It was around their Human Tragedy album. I think it's first or second album. Completely different style. Like they did not look what they look like now.
Yeah,
at all.
I've
None of
heard
them.
someone else came on this show, and I can't remember, but said the same thing. That God, there's so many outfit changes, set changes. It was more. Now, when we saw them, I don't know that she changed outfits more than 2 or 3 times, 2 times at the most.
Yeah, and to me that's
And-
too much. That's too many times.
Yeah, no,
It's
it was
like,
but they put on a really good show, and they were the first one to play because it was them, then Korn, then Rob Zombie. It was
Yep.
only 3 bands.
Yep.
And I thought all three put on an absolute phenomenal show.
I mean, they sound great live. It's just there's just too much show
Yeah, I get that.
in their show.
I
I
thought Rob Zombie was better than Korn too.
Oh, I've seen
John
Korn
Five, bro.
three times.
John 5 is incredible.
I've seen Korn 3 times, and they've been
I've seen
amazing.
them once at Rock
Which
and
I don't
Range.
like Korn, so that's probably
I like
Rob
old
Zombie.
school Korn, but
I
I
don't
also
like any
grew
of
up
it.
on Korn.
Yeah, I don't like any of it.
Yeah,
I always
think
preferred.
You make a really good point in regards to like you as a listener, what you want to see at a show, and we probably relate as well. Like we are there for the music.
The music, yeah.
The
I'm not here
now-
for it. Which going to a Rob Zombie in this moment show. You're
Outside
kinda,
of Guar.
Yeah, yeah, something like
Like,
that.
when I went to Louder in Life last year, the Guar was on there. I mean, I was front row.
Yep.
Granted, I wouldn't say it was better when the original singer was there.
I can't think of Guar
But
without
it was
them on
just good.
skateboards on Viva La Bam.
Viva La Bam.
Like, bro, like that's what
Yes.
I think. Like them and
Yep.
CKY.
Yes.
Like that's what I think of when I think of Guar is them skateboarding, like on Viva La Bam in their costumes.
Yes.
like that's what I think of when I think of Guar.
I love that show.
Yeah,
growing up.
that was one of the best shows on television ever. I fucking love Viva La Bam, bro.
Well,
Don Vito.
You were what?
I know,
You're
bro.
probably
When
what,
Bam
like
would
a
fuck with
teenager
him.
when that came out.
That's
you were
Oh,
what?
wait, no.
yes. I
Yeah.
used to come home from school every day and watch
Yeah.
Viva La Bam. Yep.
Is that the show where Bam would fuck with his dad?
Well,
Oh,
that was
everything.
everything. I mean, Jackass.
When he would fuck with his
always fucking
dad,
with
man,
Phil.
it was
I
hilarious.
mean, I have all the Jackasses.
Yeah.
I have the box set of that. I have all the CKYs. I have.
Do you
all the
remember
Viva
when
La
they
Bam.
filled Phil and Ape's house with snow and were skiing down the stairs?
Yes,
Novak went through the front door,
Yes.
destroyed the front door. Yeah.
I have. Viva,
And now they
their
all hate each
wedding
other.
season where they got
Oh, yeah.
married. I have that.
Unholy Union.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have little DVDs where they did the Gumball Rally. I have his where the fuck is Santa Claus movie.
Yep.
Their other very first movie, I can't think of the name of that one. I like anything out of theirs back in that day. I have it.
And now, well, not they don't all hate each other. Bam, and like they're all beefing
Yeah.
real bad. And I hate to see
Ryan
that.
Dunn's movie where he's dead and
Which-
plays a ghost,
R.I.P.
which was
super eerie.
eerie
Yeah.
because when it was released,
He was dead.
he was dead.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of a sad. That's on a tangent, but
Yeah.
but it's funny you say
Phew.
Guar because I immediately thought of that. That might have been the episode when Bam took a Sawzall to his Lambo and put a sunroof in it.
Yeah.
I
I've seen
feel
him
like
four
that was
times.
the-
I've seen Guar 4 times. First time was up in where was the first time? I can't think of the first time was. Second time was in Cleveland
Okay.
for Sounds of the Underground tour. I think they played it twice. That might have been the first time. I stayed way back. Second time it was the Viva La Bam's tour. I got no, it was first and second one I was way back, and then I got in the middle. Viva La Bam's tour when he did his tour, I was front row.
Yeah.
because I was in Columbus. I was at the Newport, and then this time was at, like I said, Louder in Life. I was front row. I
Yeah.
covered, loved it every
That's
minute of it.
wild.
Yeah,
Covered
because covered in their
all the blood stuff. Or
Because
whatever.
CKY was supposed to play the Viva La Bam ones, and they dropped out that date. The only way you could see them, they said they had a little merch table. The only way you're going to see them is if you buy their DVD. So I bought their DVD.
Fair enough.
That was pretty cool. It was them,
that's
Veins
cool.
of Jenna, and Cradle of Filth.
Cradle of Filth.
I remember when I was in like 8th grade, like that scene, like Cradle of Filth, Cannibal Corpse, that was like my whole personality. And I
Yep.
didn't listen to any of the music. I just loved the imagery, the
I have
Dark
two
Field.
Cradle
Yeah,
or two Cannibal Corpse albums,
and
but
looking back,
not a fan of them.
their music fucking sucks to me. It's fucking atrocious. There's people probably listening to this going, "Oh my god, I love that stuff." And I'm like, that's fine and dandy. It's just not my cup of tea. But like, I loved like the death metal like
There's
imagery.
I have two
Yeah.
Cradle of Filth albums I really like. I can't think. One's like a green cover, but
the only
Temptation. It's the CD that has Temptation, which is like one of their biggest songs. I think they even did it for Viva La Bam on one of the episodes that has it on there.
Yeah.
Back when Danny was on the show, like that was their best album in my opinion. I
Yeah,
don't really listen to anything.
The only
new.
kind of true death metal stuff, if you will, that I liked from that era and actually a little earlier is the band Death. I actually do. I really like some of their music. Michael is it Schumacher? Not Schumacher. That's
that
a
name
fucking
sounds
F1 driver. Schindler. Well, I'm gonna get butchered on YouTube and for not knowing. I can't think of how to pronounce his last name, but he passed away. The front man and guitarist for death. That band really did it for me back then. But I just never. I don't like death metal. I don't. If you're literally your whole identity is your screams are so low that you're just trying to make animal noises, and you're doing that just for the sense of doing it.
Yeah.
And all your songs are about cutting people up and stuff, and like that's cool if that's your vibe. But like, bro, my favorite bands, like Music Is My Medicine, like it's about real life. It's about shit like that is
Yeah,
what
Guar
draws
has like 2 songs I actually like.
Yeah, but it's you're
them,
talking
it's-
just for the show.
It's an
Them-
experience.
Them
Yeah.
are yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it makes a big deal.
Like I mean, I think I have like 2, maybe 3 of their albums, but I'd rather go see them to see what they do than to hear them.
So, what did you listen to as a kid? Like, what was your
Oh, good God.
like that your
Yeah.
parents
How
got
did
you into?
How did you get into what you're
Well,
into?
Matchbox 20 I did listen to when I was a
Love Rob
teenager.
Thomas and Matchbox.
When I was a kid, it was fucking, who was it?
Kiss.
No, no, not even close. I mean, it was more of the rock, like what I was allowed to listen to. Oh, not it's like version of Backstreet Boys. They did a tour with Backstreet Boys. I just can't think of the fucking name. They had a Step by Step was one of their songs. I just can't think.
Is that
New
Nick,
Kids.
We're not
Nick,
talking.
Nick Lachey's deal? Yeah.
No,
Sync?
no, New Kids on the Block.
New. Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
was that Nick Lachey's deal?
No,
No, that was before.
yeah, New
Yeah.
Kids on the Block were like 80s.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like that, Boys to Men,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
back,
yeah.
back way
Really
back,
good.
Like I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Yep.
R&B.
Not the early 90s. I mean, it was
Yeah.
never anything metal, never anything hard because I wasn't allowed to listen to it.
Yeah.
Really?
Journey.
Okay.
My mom played Journey constantly, so I always heard
Were
Journey,
you-
which I like
Were
Journey.
your parents like that's the devil's music? You're not listening to that kind of thing?
No, they just didn't.
It wasn't what they
Yeah.
were into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I
That's
mean, my
fair.
very first 2 CDs I ever bought was the Men in Black soundtrack and Bon Jovi Crossroads CD, which has "Living on the Prayer," the Young Guns theme song or whatever. That was all in that one album.
We're not
That
very
was
cultured with Bon Jovi.
Yeah, not really. No.
never seen Young Guns. Never seen Young Guns.
I've heard of it.
Wow.
More of a Top Gun guy.
Young Guns.
It has Emilio. The first one has Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen. Let's see, I can't think of the fucking
And I'm a movie
Mexican guy.
Yeah, he's a movie buff.
That's weird that I haven't. I've heard about it a lot.
It's
but
a
I've never
Western
seen it.
movie. Like it's
He's
really,
a big
really
Western. Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, but if it's
good.
a Western with Charlie Sheen in it, I'm sure it's not a Clint Eastwood
he
Western.
dies.
He dies.
Spoiler: he dies.
He dies.
Very first because they made 2 of them.
Yeah. I
And-
liked that. I like Westerns.
Oh, what the
but
fuck?
I like
The
old
guy
Westerns.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland. I love.
He's in
Kiefer
both of 'em.
Sutherland.
Do you even know who that is?
Uncultured. I'm uncultured.
You don't know who Kiefer Sutherland is?
Maybe if
Have
I've
you ever
seen
seen
a
The Lost
face or
Boys?
voice.
24.
The Lost Boys. I've heard of that.
24.
He was 24.
Vampire
He
movie?
played every episode of 24.
Yeah. His
Wow.
dad's Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
no, he's not a movie guy.
I grew up watching sports.
What's your
and that
favorite
was
movie?
it.
You got me on a movie kick. On a music podcast.
I don't necessarily think I have a favorite movie, but I mean, I like action. I like all the Marvel movies.
Okay.
Definitely Marvel over DC. I have all the Marvel movies of the new era that you want to say where they start Iron Man on.
2008 onward.
Yeah.
I'm a Star Wars guy.
I like Star Wars.
Big Star Wars guy.
It's going to bug me not knowing who that one guy is in Young Guns.
You're like us. What the fuck was that? Google it.
He also plays in The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg. I just can't think of the fucking guy's name.
I love Mark Wahlberg too.
Mark's cool.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh shit. Okay, the Asian guy, right? Isn't he?
No, he's Mexican.
Who am I thinking of? That's why Lou Diamond Phillips remind me of that?
I'm learning a lot
my
on
dumb
this
ass is
episode.
fucking thinking of Jet Li. I'm way off. Yeah, I was thinking of Jet Li.
But yeah, Young Guns, you gotta watch it. You never seen Young Guns, you gotta watch
All right.
them.
Well, it's on my list to watch.
They are really good.
It's on my list.
I mean,
to
it's
watch,
about Billy the Kid. Also,
okay. But is it a comedy or is it a serious movie?
both.
Okay. More
It's comedy, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Did you watch Top Gun Maverick?
Yes.
Did you think it was better than Top Gun?
First one, yes. I just actually had the conversation with my employee this week.
That was a
work.
tough pill for me to swallow, that Maverick was better than the original.
I knew it would be. I mean, just with
That's Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, bro.
with what we could do
didn't
now
watch it.
compared to what we could do in 1986 when
Yep.
that came out.
Yep. And the fact that in '86 it was still that all that was filmed in real jets
Yeah.
too, and all, but like now the cameras and actually having the actors in the jets,
Yeah.
like that was what was crazy. It was fantastic. I was
Yes.
blown away by it, but
Was it better than the newest Avatar in 3D?
I've never seen Avatar.
Bro, the newest Avatar in 3D was fucking awesome.
But it
And I don't
sucked.
watch movies. But it sucked?
It sucked.
Oh,
I
I
was
thought
not a
it-
fan of it.
I think
They
the
waited
experience.
too long.
Yeah, they did. They waited too long. I think the experience of it was really cool.
3D. I watched it in 3D. I mean, it was great
Yeah.
3D wise. I mean, I love watching movies
Yeah.
in 3D, but
Jesus Christ, it's 2023. I figured we'd be in like 8D by now.
Right. So I guess to switch it and probably wrap this up. One thing we always like to ask our guests on this show, just for whether it's local musicians that are listening or people that strive in photography or whatever it is, what advice would you give first local musicians and local bands out there in regards to booking shows or any advice that you have?
Playing your first show.
Yeah. I mean, because you've seen it, done it, dealt with it.
it's hard to say because I mean that's more of a band aspect where I just
Well,
booked
from
it.
what you've seen and like the experiences and the professionalism of bands that you've dealt with.
Yeah, like when you think about, hey, here's a local band that hasn't done this very often or hasn't done it at all, and they came out, they did everything right the first time, and really set the tone for their future as a live band. And what did they do well?
I mean, basically, you just gotta watch who your promoter is. Definitely,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because there is different scenes inside the scene. You have your group of bands that will play with just this group.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have ones that'll play with anybody. So you gotta watch who your connections are,
Mm-hmm.
because there is definitely prior to COVID, it was real big. There was 4 or 5 bands that you would only see play. If they played, they had 2, if not 3, of the other bands with them. They would only play with those bands and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So you gotta watch who you get in a scene with.
Okay.
I
That's
will
fair.
definitely say that.
Just kind of look out, watch your back kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because there's people out there that are looking out for themselves, not for you, promoter wise, venue wise, whatever it might be. Just kind of look out for number one.
And watch who your sound guy is.
Oh, I
Yeah,
believe
it's
that.
a big deal.
I mean,
Yep.
Johnny Warner, I'm sorry, is the best one, even if he is third rate by some people's standards, is the best sound guy
Yep.
that I know.
So just like do your research, ask around, hey, what do you know about this promoter? What do you know about this?
Yes.
This sound guy, whatever. Just ask your trusted sources about who you're working
And then
with.
have fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be afraid to basically have fun. I mean, one of my funniest things that I can remember that involved you of all things.
Well, I've told this story on the show. I know what you're about. Yep.
No, I don't think you might not remember it.
The
You played
drumstick?
it. No,
Okay.
this was for Bash
Okay.
and Cryptic. You let them. It was a
Oh yeah.
They-
I let him play my guitar. But
Yes.
he was drunk as shit.
drunk as shit. And you
Yeah.
remember, what's a guitar?
Yeah.
Don't drop it. It was expensive. And you just like
Yep.
that. I mean, doing that for some. I mean, because you didn't have to let him play your guitar.
Right. Right.
I mean,
yeah.
you didn't have to. You guys also gave up some of your time
Yep.
to let them go up there and play a song.
Yep.
Because Cryptic wasn't playing that night.
That's right.
They just happened
yeah.
to be there that night. Bash already played his set because he did acoustic that night.
Yep.
But you guys were nice enough to let them go up there and do a song.
Yeah. Yep.
Daddy's little electric version of Daddy's Little Girl.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
Forgot
stuff
all
like
about
that. You let another band do something,
Yep.
which to me that's good because you're sharing your time. It just shows the kind of band that you guys are. There's any time I see, especially Kenny, he always has gear issue.
Yeah.
Other bands have to give him his amp. Can I borrow your amp? Help another band out. Don't be a dick.
Yep.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Well, especially like if you're trying to run a professional show that flows well and there's not a 30-minute gap in between bands, well, you already going into it, you and the bands know there's going to be issues that come up. So it makes it that much easier when you have a group of bands that whether they've played with each other before and know each other or they don't, and they're just good enough people that they're helping each other out. That makes a big difference.
And then stay on time. Don't be a dick and steal other people's time.
Yep.
I've seen that
tear your
firsthand as a
gear
fan.
down off the stage. It's like,
Yep.
Don't take 45 minutes to sound check. Crank.
Oh, shit.
yeah, like I had a Raccoon Fest this year. I had a band that I just had to constantly jump back and forth on set times, and it's like, it really wasn't even the band; it was just who it was, and it put us behind where it was supposed to end like 10, 11 o'clock at night because it wasn't supposed to be a late night show because of the crowd, and it ended up being longer because we had to change multiple times, wait for somebody to get there that was already supposed to be there, which is why we changed it to begin with.
Right.
Just be nice to the other bands.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And support the other bands. Stay. I hate when I see bands leave. That's another thing. Like if I see a full band leave
After they're set. Yeah.
unless there's a known reason and they like say, hey, this is what we got going on after, stay in fucking support. Now, if it's a charity show, that's another thing. If you do 2 shows the same day, I'm okay with that with a charity show. But if you're doing, I had a band do this for one of my Halloween shows. They played my show, booked, and went to another venue to hang out with the bands that were playing that night.
Really? Yeah, these guys have said that before. Stay in support. Support the other bands. If you're not headliner, if you play before another band or 2 bands.
If you're not, selfishly, you're not networking either.
Yeah.
You're not building relationships with people to get on the next
Right.
bill.
And
or
like
bill
shows that I do where the bands get the door, I tell the bands, you want any money out of it, you guys got to stay.
Yeah.
One member, at least somebody has to stay in that band. Otherwise, your cut
You're not
goes
getting
to
it.
them.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like I got a show September 23rd. It's door, whatever. I'm not taking anything on it. It's all going to the bands. The bands will stay.
They
It
all
gets
get their
divided
money.
up.
Yep.
Now there's like $5 or $6 that's left over. I can't split $5 or $6. I'll pocket that.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
outside of that, I'm not
Yeah.
in it for money. Same thing with the birthday show. All the money from my birthday show is going to the bands.
Yeah.
Like I don't want any part of it. It's
Right.
like,
Just want to put on a good show.
yeah, I want I know the bands that I got will stay.
Mm-hmm.
They'll support each other.
Yep.
Yep.
And it makes it better.
Right.
Yep. So, last question, the second part of that before we wrap things up. If anybody out there is wanting to get into show promotion and or show photography, what advice do you have for somebody there?
Promoting, I don't know, because that just kind of like fell on my lap.
Okay.
I mean, just because of how one show did.
Sure.
I mean, and it turned into, like I said earlier, one show turned into two turned into 3. I mean, there was a time that Sam had a show booked on Friday that completely dropped. The whole show fell apart. He told me about it on Monday. I had 4 days to get a show together. That was fun. It worked. We got it together, got 5 or 6 bands. It got it to work. We did good. But, photography is, it's a pain. I'm talking to a friend right now. She hangs out with Dead Cassette. In a good way. Like, she's their merch girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's just getting into photography, and she got a Canon. So I'm like, okay, what kind? And she told me. It's like, well, what lenses do you have? She's like, well, I only have the one that came with it. I was like, well, this is what you need to start out with. So I told her, I was like, well, your kind of camera is different than mine, but there's a bracket or a mount you can use. If you buy that bracket, you can use other lenses.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, so she went and got that, and then she ended up getting a 24 to 70 millimeter lens, which is one of the first big lenses I got. I was like, this will help you get your zoom. That way you can zoom in more and go do wide shots. So she went out and did that, and she's been sending me some photos, and I've been telling her, hey, maybe try to change this or do this. But I mean, a lot of it, she's fucking beast for just starting out.
That's awesome.
I mean, I helped her get her watermark. I was like, definitely watermark your shit.
Yeah.
You gotta watermark your shit because people will steal it, use it, and then you get no credit on it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Well, good deal. Well, Ray, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
making the
Absolutely.
drive down here and the drive back. I know you got a hybrid, so it's no big deal, but still took you some time. So
Yeah, it's Saturday. I had nothing else to do.
yeah, fair enough.
Maybe.
I appreciate it, man. Well, I know the listeners appreciate it too. So thank you guys and gals for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you for giving us some of your time and ready to kick off another awesome season of the show. Once again, follow all of our socials at TSIS Podcast or just search the Screaming Idiots Show. We love each and every one of you. We appreciate you. Until next time, we are the Screaming Idiots. We'll see you next week. Peace, love,
Peace,
dub.
love, dub, motherfucker.